Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
That's something to think about. And they've been finding these megaliths all over the world. I think a lot of our mountain ranges, in fact, did have megaliths. So, good stuff. Okay, anyway, boom. Amelia Earhart, you guys. You want to talk about her real quick? I know some of you have probably already heard the story. So, sorry, but you got to be a trooper and sit through it again. Amelia Earhart. What an amazing, amazing woman. She was awesome. And she was a darn ambitious woman, too. She was so ambitious. I respect her hustle for sure. It's just sad the way things had to go. And I see why they hid it at first. I really do. So, okay, Amelia Earhart was born in 1897, okay? She would grow up in a small rural neighborhood with a regular family, standard family. Yeah, she went missing. So just check. Don't spoil the surprise, Murray. It's messed up, okay? It's insane. Like, it's wild. So in 1928, Amelia Earhart became the first female passenger. Just passenger, okay? I thought that was not amusing, but just wow, how far we have come, okay? Amelia Earhart was the first female passenger in a regular plane to fly the transatlantic route, okay? So after this, she became a complete celebrity within overnight. Like, it was a big deal. A female, whoa. A female was in a passenger in a plane and they let her fly over the Atlantic? What? You know what I mean? It's silly times, but that's how it was. So she gained instant celebrity, especially with young aspiring girls. They looked up to her because she did things against the grain. She was out here doing things that supposedly only men did, you know? So you got to give her props there. She definitely was a advocate. She was about women's rights, I imagine, and she demanded respect. And how could you not respect her? So she successfully flies over there as a passenger, but that ain't enough for her. She's ambitious, I told you. In 1928, she became the first female passenger. Or sorry, excuse me. I just said 1932. Excuse me. Rewind. 1932. Earhart made a nonstop solo transatlantic flight. She flew the whole thing by herself, y'all. So she was also the first female to do that. Okay. So she received the United States Distinguished Flying Cross for this accomplishment. She was actually a teacher at Purdue after this in aviation, but she still had the urge to fly. So once again, she begins to set up a whole flight around the entire Earth, okay? She wanted to fly around the entire Earth. Education, family forces, okay, yep. She wanted to fly around the entire Earth. What do they call that? Dang it. There was a name for it. I wanted to say, and dude, I had it in my head. First attempt. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter what the name for it is. It'll come to me. So she wanted to be the first one to fly around the entire planet. All right? Not the first man. I think man had already done this. This would have been the first female once again. Okay? Thank you. I love when you guys help me out like that, user. User 1796. Circumnavigate. I love that. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome when you listen to me and answer my questions. It's only a matter of time too. I do every single time I'm over here like searching it, being all quiet because I don't want to like, I don't know, not know something, I guess. I don't know. Don't want to leave any room for the critics, but man, you guys are an awesome source. Love you guys. So, okay. Circumnavigate the entire globe. So she gets it all set up, and in this is in March of 1937, she attempts her first flight. Well, the plane takes a crap in midair, and she lands it at the end of the runway. Technical difficulties. This one was scratched. Okay, first attempt. Second attempt, success. Okay, she takes off. And she takes off from Miami, Florida. And she's heading east. She's flying around it that way, which is fine. I would have went the other way myself. But that's what she decided to do. So, but probably because she already had flew the transatlantic. And she, for some reason, I mean, obviously because they didn't have navigation, but she actually crazy how she would actually navigate. She would navigate by landmarks. I found that to be very intriguing because it would be very easy to lose landmarks when you're flying a plane over the ocean, So got to give her props there. She's definitely smart. So anyway, she hops over the Atlantic Ocean, stops in South Africa, or Southern Africa, I should say. And then from there, she hops over to Australia, and then she ends up on the island of New Guinea. If you don't know where New Guinea is, it's just on the outskirts of it's an island off the outskirts of Australia. It's a nice little island. It used to be occupied by Australia, but they gained their sovereignty. So that's where they stayed. Okay. Thank you. You too. Thank you too, Authentic. You're awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good day or good night, and peace be with you. So running with it. They're in New Guinea today, okay? And their next stop was supposed to be Holloman, I want to say. Or I'm terrible. I should have wrote this stuff down. I really should have. Sometimes it's hard to remember all the names. You know what I didn't do that I usually do too? I always go through and I watch my TikToks before I actually go to my live. I watch the TikToks one more time, maybe twice, before I hop in my live. Because if I do, I definitely remember a lot more. Okay. So anyway, not Holloman. It was like, where was she supposed to stop? Howland. Thank you. God dang. You guys are awesome. Howland. My God, I'm like supposed to be the host here, and you guys are schooling me. I love it. School me. So Howland. Howland. What a weird name, Howland. Like howling like a wolf. Oh. So that was their next stop, okay? They took off that morning from New Guinea, and what is weird about this case, fam? What is weird about what happened? For some reason, at the last minute before this flight, they decided that during this run from Australia to Hawaii, I love it, youngin. They decided that from the flight to New Guinea or Australia to Hawaii, they wanted to change their navigator. That struck me as odd. Good stuff. If I had like a popper, so they wanted to change the navigator just for that section for a guy who was supposedly more experienced, right? Probably why she's not here. Well, why she never lived, why she disappeared, period, was because they made that fatal error. It's something that you get in tune with somebody. You guys get on the same page. You've been flying together since the beginning of the trip, and you're just going to sub me out for some other guy? For one thing, sketchy, right? Kind of weird. And for two, if that was my navigator and if I was Amelia Earhart, I would have said no, flat out. But they were probably getting funded, so they had to. So they're supposed to be contacting this ship, and the way they do the radio frequencies is weird. It's very basic at this point. They only get like 3 or 4 channels. Supposedly, she told this other boat that was supposed to be waiting for her at Howland. She told them that they told each other they were a half hour off on the time zones anyway. So she was in like an African time zone, like West or 8-7 Central, like Central, and they were like a half hour off. So they figured that could have been the difference. Also, they unloaded a lot of fuel that they thought they didn't need, okay, to make it lighter and faster. Big mistake. Because it's theorized that she pretty much ran out of gas. Okay. She pretty much ran out of gas. And they ended up, so if you watch my TikTok on this, you'll see that Howland and Niku Maroro, they're really close. So it would be very easy to navigate. They said 1 degree off for like so many miles. 1 degree off for so many miles would cause you to be 60 miles off course, north or south, right? So you got to be precise. These navigators are G's. They're pros, okay? Well, they swap it out. See, this is all. See, and I'm just a conspiracy theorist at heart. Why would they get rid of Amelia Earhart? Well, I don't know. Probably because she's a women's libber. Could be. Who knows? But they do what they do because they want to do it. There's really no rhyme or reason to it, I guess. At the end of the day, they will take out you if they want you. You're God, unless you're like Jack Reacher, you know. And I'm not a Jack Reacher, so I do think about it. I do worry at times about myself and what I post, but nevertheless, okay. So anyway, they end up on Niku Maruru Island, okay. But not before they just disappear and nobody can find them. So they don't show up at Howland. They disappear. They send out a big old brigade to find them, plane or body parts, anything, or bodies. They didn't find her for a couple weeks. They spent like $4 million on the search efforts, and that's a lot of money back then. This is the 30s, guys. You could probably sit here and think back that's probably close to $100 million today. Probably. At least 50 million. So they said, okay, we can't keep funding this. This is insane. Okay. Oh, wow. That's an interesting theory. But as I'm telling this story, I'm kind of sitting back and I'm thinking, weird. Every story I've read about Amelia Earhart's case, I've never once heard them mention the navigator. Where he went, what happened to him? Where'd he go? Kind of odd. You'd think they'd even tell people that he like passed away with the ship or the plane, anything, but nothing. He's crickets, man. That's pretty much shady to me right away. So, anyway, they end up lost. Okay. So they look for it, nothing. They don't find nothing. They eventually, by the end of July, I want to say, give up the search and pronounce her dead. Well, they continued to search, and eventually they found this little island called Niku Maroro. Okay. One of these funding, they would get funded for these trips, like Purdue or whatever would fund them, and they'd take these flights and stuff. Somebody funded a scientist to check out Niku Maruru Island because, in fact, there was times where there was a number of ships that felt that they could hear a frequency or a Morse code trying to come through to them from Niku Maruru in that area. Okay. So he goes there 3 years after the fact of the accident and finds bones and body parts. Okay. Bones and body parts. The bones, they didn't have DNA testing back then. So what are you going to do in that situation? When it's still kind of fresh in people's mind. 3 years later is not a long time, guys. So she was still welly fresh in people's minds. Are you really going to go back and tell them the true story? She was like a folk hero. She's like a legend in America, okay? They wouldn't, and that's why. They knew right then and there that it was her, okay? They couldn't do that. They couldn't publicize that, okay? So, end of the day, he finds the bones, and he says, nope, that's not Amelia Earhart. That's not Amelia Earhart. No way, okay? So they take his word for it. Then they continue to look for all these years, all the way from then, all the way till now. Decades and decades of searching for Amelia Earhart. Where did she go? Where did she go? Where did she go? Well, finally, somebody got a hold of all the bones that this gentleman found on Nikumaruru. He tested them with newer updated data and DNA testing and found that, in fact, yes, they were Amelia Earhart's bones. Okay? They were. But it was weird. A lot of them were gone. They got both of their upper thighs like that, and those bones, your femurs, and then your shin bones. They got a couple of those, but all in all, they only got probably not even a third of her bones. All the rest were either took by animals or dissipated or into the ground. So, with what little they had, they did DNA testing, found it was her. Okay, so they went back and checked it out again just to double check. And they find freckle cream. Well, she was very renowned for using freckle cream. She didn't like her freckles necessarily, so she tried and cover them up. So, nevertheless, that's pretty much what they found, and they pretty much proved it. Well, this is where it gets weird. Every one of her limbs and the bones of her limbs were separated from the body. Separated from the body. As if something tore her limbs off. Okay? So they end up going back, and this time they bring a service dog to find more bones. A cadaver sniffer dog. So as the dog's running around doing his thing, he just lets out this huge yelp. They go running up to him, and it's a crab. A good-sized one, you know. Probably on the dog. What the heck? What is that? It's a coconut crab. No kidding. How big do those get? Well, being native to this island, they get up to 3 feet on this island because there's no interference with man or industry or anything like that. What? 3 feet? Whoa. So they start thinking. Their theory is, it's online. Look it up. Their theory is that she landed her plane lightly in the water when she ran out of fuel. She swam to shore. But in the meantime, she's cutting herself on coral and anomalies in the ocean. So she's bleeding. She gets to shore, and it's still daylight, probably noon, 1 o'clock. And she's thinking, well, we're not that far off course. I've been sending signals. I should see somebody real soon. So instead of building the fire or looking around, making sure everything's kosher and protecting herself, she was wore out. God dang. Sorry, guys. She was wore out. So she went to shore, basically, long story short, and she was bleeding. Well, the coconut crabs could smell the blood. They said that there was hundreds, not just a dozen, hundreds of coconut crabs on this island. And they were all 3-footers. So she basically woke up to 100 coconut crabs pinching her, and they ate her to death. And that's what happened to Amelia Earhart. Sad, I know. Pretty bad death there. But okay, guys, that's it. I gotta go. I hate it when I'm home alone. I don't like not being. I feel vulnerable, so I gotta get out and I gotta guard my homestead. So love you guys. You guys are the best fans ever, and I can't wait to see you probably tomorrow night because I'm starting to get loving this live again. As long as they keep loving me back. Okay. All right. Stay in the light. You guys have a good night. But to be honest, I kind of wanted to see you guys and get on here real quick, just for a quick even if it's a half hour sesh, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to just promote my videos, them Amelia Earhart videos. Aren't those, isn't that crazy, you guys? Had anybody else heard that or seen that before? No, but no, Teddy Wayne. But I'm gonna look them up because somebody else messaged me earlier today and was like, "Hey, bro, everything you're saying is true. You need to go out and watch his great granddaughter." He said great granddaughter. I don't know. I thought granddaughter because she looked like that, more like that era or range, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Either way, it doesn't matter. She was like one of the family members who had heard these rumors, the rumors about Eisenhower meeting with extraterrestrials at Holloman Air Force Base. The first time he met with them, it was tall whites. That's President Dwight D. Eisenhower. So, um, let me see. Leslie Fernandez, let me see what you got, honey. I want to see what he's saying to you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I'm so sorry, sweetheart. What is with Sarah? God. And it's spelled the same. So sad. Such a terrible epidemic. I wish we could do something about it, like right now. I think, yeah, I do believe it was a ghost entity, bro. A barrel roll, he said. Do a barrel roll, he said. You all right, bro? No, the Disney entity though. I don't believe it was a man. I do believe that it was some sort of entity that could manipulate, maybe just manipulate the mind a little bit of your victim to scare the living daylights out of them. But yeah, um, that was a wild story. A lot of people didn't believe it, but actually, I did have a number of commenters say that, in fact, they live nearby and there was a blocked off theme park. And they recall the Mowgli's Palace theme park being put up. What a raw deal, right? I mean, like, how are you gonna do that? Like, how are you gonna approach the government and say, hey, um, oh, I forget what the clause is. There's a clause or something like that where they can basically displace you as long as they give you fair market value for the house before they do. No, he's not boring. Dwight D. Eisenhower. No, that you're thinking of Roosevelt, bro. Franklin Roosevelt, right? Yeah, Franklin. Yeah. Oh, it's freezing on you. Okay. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna back out of my YouTube live. Okay. I got three things hooked up, so I'm gonna back out of my YouTube live. Go ahead and disconnect that computer. Um, I'm not, bro. It's okay though. Just I'm gonna just start ignoring those comments. Eminent domain. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Eminent domain. Yeah, I appreciate it, Teddy Wayne, but you know what? That's what they want. So let's just pretend he's not even there. And if it keeps up, I'll just have to do something about it. I'd like to people enjoy my TikToks or enjoy my lives. But I have read I've read and heard also. I went into a live on these other people that had 2.9 million followers, and they said that you're not supposed to acknowledge the negative comments at all, not even remotely, because giving them any attention at all is what they want. And generally, I guess if you're not savvy to the system, most people chime back, most people clap back at them, and that's what gets them banned. They will get banned off the live if you start negatively interacting with the negative commenters. So most likely it's just people who wish they were going live and had people watching them, and but I agree. I need to get rest. Yes, I do. I need rest, but I love this stuff so much. I just can't stop. It's like so stinking addicting. So, man, so their channel was taken down. So go to their website. Which one are you talking about there, Teddy Wayne? Is Wayne like your boyfriend or something, Teddy Wayne? Or is that your last name? Teddy Wayne. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just curious. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, right? What, Leslie? I hope you're being smart about that. Edge of Wonder. Edge of Wonder. I'm curious. That's got me really curious. Now, just curious, do you remember what her sources happened to be? Was it just like, I haven't, Club 33. She said that's her dog's name. Okay, hold on. You love that stuff then. Yeah. Well, dude, it's just not even necessary. Shixus. But you're good, bro. If you like my stuff, just stick around, bro. I don't care. No, I'm not, Sawyer Dot. It's okay, bro. I'm not. I'm just tired, bro. I'm not loaded. It's okay. I got money, yeah. Ha. Not much, guys. Not much. Look at this. 116 people. Let's go. America. I love it. Keep it up. I love it. When I can get on this late and average over 100 people, that's rocking, guys. That's rocking. And for those of you that saw my video, telling him my story of how I started my TikTok and all that stuff, and that commented and showed nothing but love, man. Holy cow, that post was so awesome. I haven't even read through all the comments. Like earlier, it was like I was just almost too overwhelmed, to read them. But I did go over a couple quick ones in my feed, my notification feed, and man, mad love, folks. That's what it's about. That's what it's about out here. Okay, really? You think she was initially on Ancient Aliens? Interesting. Okay, cool. You wouldn't happen to know her name, would you? His daughter's name or his granddaughter's? He said R.I.P. Huh? I just seen the attack of the man on FYP. I'm about to peep part 2. Cool. I hope you enjoy it, Sawyer Dot. Check it out, bro. It's good. It's really good. I hope you like it. I'm glad it's still on the For You pages. What's my favorite conspiracy? Baby Babylon. One of my favorite conspiracies. I really do. I love them all, but that's so taboo to say. So there's some good ones about underwater Area 51 that I've been intrigued by lately. I guess the best one I like so far that I've done is the Chambers of the Deep, Secrets of the Sphinx. The Secrets of the Sphinx. It's basically they did a bunch of ground penetrating radar back in the 70s. And everybody's like, oh, wait, we didn't have ground penetrating radar back then. Well, yes, we quite in fact did, because the government will hold brand new tech. They will hold it for years before they let it out to the public. Zone of Silent? Okay. I love the suggestions too, guys. Really, I do. When you're thinking of something, though, one thing that when you guys are making suggestions, when you're thinking of something, make sure you think about how it could resonate with the masses, not just your town, not just your state. Something that just like the Attack of the Dead Men, right? That story I did find on YouTube. I found it on YouTube, and it was already, God, it was a while. It was like probably a year old at the time. So, but I had never heard of anything about it on TikTok yet, and never heard anything about it in general yet. That was the first time I'd ever heard it. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty well educated. I went to college and all this, that stuff, and I hadn't heard of the Attack of the Dead Men yet. So I thought, you know what, I could put a little spin on this, and make it a great video. So it worked. It went viral, and it's still gaining views. I'm at 2.5 million right now, maybe 2.6. Like, let's get it, you know? So that story's doing well. I kind of actually knew the Tartarian story. If you guys watch it, watch the Tartarian story. There's 3 episodes. Super, super cool, super interesting. I didn't think I kind of was actually accurate on that. I didn't think that videos would get 1 million. I didn't. Did I think that I do? I feel like Amelia Earhart should. I feel like Amelia Earhart should be up there in the 500 to 800,000 range. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping. So there you go. So on that token, I would love it if you guys would do that for me. If you haven't watched my last 3 videos on my page about Amelia Earhart, you need to watch it. It's freaking awesome. So it's a wild story. Wild story. It's not cool what happened, don't get me wrong, but just, whoa, nobody saw this coming. Amelia Earhart has been a legacy in our country for years and years and years and decades and decades and decades, until finally somebody cracked it open. They cracked it open. That was the zombies in Russia. World War II, brother. Is hiding. The government is hiding. Right now, well, to me, if that states pretty much the obvious. Laura Eisenhower, thank you, girl. That was awesome. Laura Eisenhower, for sure. Hopefully she's on YouTube. Laura Eisenhower. BOFA. I'm not sure what BOFA is, guys. BOFA. I hope you're not making me say a word I'm not supposed to be. Hey, thank you, Zach of all trades. Nice. New Mexico, what's up? How you doing? So I was talking about that earlier. What's my favorite conspiracy theory? Yeah, I knew it. You guys think you're funny, man. You guys think you're funny. I mean, I am kind of laughing. Or what about Trump's uncle learning about Tesla's technology? Yeah, that one's wild. What a great conspiracy theory. I might actually look it up and maybe do a video on that one. But I have a couple more in line that I want to do. So, for example, I'm going to tell the Amelia Earhart story here in a second too, so you guys can hear it in the live. If that's what you want to hear anyway. It's a great story. It's fresh in my mind, so that's what I'm going to rock with. But anyway, so I started doing some research out here, guys. And I started looking up the megaliths in this country, just the massive, massive architecture and buildings that we have in not this country, but this world, excuse me. So I started looking them up. Hey, what up, Roastmaster? My guy. What's happening, bro? I swear you don't sleep, bro. You don't sleep either. We're night owls around here, you know? Heck yeah. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I'm one of these days I'll probably still make you admin or whatever on my my helper there on my lives there, Roastmaster. But dude, and hey, I have been wanting to give you a call too to catch up with you, brother. Just to chit chat, see how things are going. Yeah, dude. Hey, I gotta live to the name, Night God, yo. Like, I'm a night god, right? At the end of the day, I'm supposed to be a night owl. I'm not gonna say I'm a god of anything, but nevertheless, Say less, fam. That's why I love you right there, Roastmaster. So anyway, that megalith, right? So the snake megalith, that's not so much a megalith as it is like a they have a different name for that. It's like just a mound. That's a mound, okay? So what my theory is, guys, I was doing research on the Superstition Mountains of Arizona, okay? Lots of weird stuff happens there. Every year, people get lost in the Superstition Mountains. Thank you for the gifts, bro. You rock, Silver JP. Thank you for the gifts. Keep them coming, fam. Must be my dad's outside. I just heard him outside the garage. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yep. He's taking off this morning. 3:30? God, that seemed early. Okay. Yeah, JP. Keep it coming, bro. Let's see how high you can go, bro. See how high you can go. Yes. Anybody want to match him? See who can go higher. See who can beat 108, 109, 110. Let's see how high he gets. Good stuff. Taking off, Dad?
Yep.
Will you make sure you lock the door?
Yeah. Is it Thursday?
Yeah. I got it.
Cool. All right.
Talking about trash, right?
Yeah.
Got you.
Get there if you want to get home.
Yep, trash day, fam. Ha! Gotta take trash out today. Be safe, Dad. Love you, buddy.
Love you. I'll see you when you get back.
Yep. See ya. Cool. Real ghost hunter. Let's see if you can beat him. Real ghost hunter. What did he have? Like 120? 120? Yeah, the Lost Dutchman's Gold. Thank you. I'm glad you know about that, Mama. So, the Lost Dutchman's Gold is a crazy story. It's about these Superstition Mountains in Arizona. It's a large kind of set of mountains, if you will, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like, they're just like, boom, and then they're there, okay? So I started doing a little research, and I started looking at pictures and stuff like that. And you know how I don't know what they call it, but how you naturally, as people see something in the clouds, you see a face, how people generally naturally tend to pick faces out. I was starting to get that. Hey, there you go, at Real Ghost Hunter. Get it, bro. Appreciate you guys. What a good live right now, you guys. I love you all. You guys rock. For real. 205 people this late. I can't complain. I can't complain. Rebel Diamond, what up, what up? Canada, blame Canada. No, I love Canada. You guys are the shiznit. You guys are the deal. The most neutral country on the planet, and you guys are just so chill. I love the vibe out of there. I love Canada. Yeah, who needs sleep? You can do that when you're out and dead, right? When it's time to go. So, hey, you're from Mexico, Christy Beast Money. Good stuff. So, look at this guy, dude. Holy crap, Real Ghost Hunter. Good stuff, bro. That's like, dude, you're at like 240. 240. Look at them gifts. I haven't got gifts like that probably yet, fam. Except this one time I did from this chick. I think she might like had a crush on me or something. She come in, she started giving me disco balls, candles. I was like, go, go, go. I ended up making $50 that live. Dude, I tell you what, if I could average that kind of money for a live, like even 100 would be awesome. No, I don't. I don't. But we were just on the Superstition Mountains, okay? We were just on the Superstition Mountains. Keep it up, Real Ghost Hunter. You're the man. So, Superstition Mountains. I started looking at pictures, and I'd zoom in and pan in. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to see faces all over it, fam. And you guys can look it up. They don't make them distinct. You can almost tell like they don't put any photography out there that shows the faces on the stones on the side of the mountain. Some of them are big, some of them are big jawed, some of them are small, they're all different. But one thing they all have in common is they're giant. They're massive, okay? So I'm thinking, you guys, because I seen another video about this. A lot of the mountains and a lot of the anomalies, like the mountainous anomalies out here, they have a stemming. And a lot of people believe that they stemmed from megaliths for probably 200,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. They've just had wear and tear. They've been hit by a couple floods. Real ghost hunter in the house, bro. So I'm starting to look at this Superstitious Mountains, and I'm going, my God, they got faces everywhere. And I start thinking about it. Then I see that other TikTok about megaliths and all these structures out here that are mountains and stuff, and we don't think about it, but they are megaliths, okay? I have a theory. So the Lost Dutchman's gold, right? It's supposed to be one of the biggest gold fissures in the world. Okay? It's massive, and there's a lot of gold there. So I'm starting to think, wow, it's so weird how when people go look for this gold, they end up disappearing. And most of the time when they find the body, the is separated from it. You know what I mean? So like one kid, they had a gunny sack hanging on the side of a mountain, and they had his dome on a rock, and he was looking up at the bag. And then they had his ID and all that stuff smashed under a rock. For real. It's true, bro. You can look it up. That's a very, very true case, bro. It is. It's true. You don't have to believe it, but it's true. If you can look it up. There's a sheriff there that is so tired of the calls that he gets every single year. 306, bro. Look at this guy. Anybody want to match him, feel free. I love it. You know what I might start doing? How about this, guys? The best gifter from each of my lives, I'll send a free t-shirt of my Night God t-shirt. Either that or so it'll be, I'll give him a choice. I'll give you a free t-shirt or a free fitted cap. I know y'all want some of these fitteds. So that's going to be the new jive from now on. I'm not going to start this live, though, Real Ghost Hunter, because you got a heck of a lead on everybody. Next live, plan it. I'm going to start off by saying it. Best gifter gets a t-shirt at the end of the live. I'll get with you. Give me your email. I'll take my email, and I'll just have to have you email me the information. And it'll be all to a secure email, all that stuff. So it'll just be between you and I. And obviously, I'm not, like that. I would never share anybody's information, or I'd never let it slip into the wrong hands. So it's going to be in my email, safe and sound. And then I just got to make sure. Well, it's a free giveaway, so I can't actually. Disco ball, bro. Nice. Let's go. I love it. You guys, dude, I know it's hard. I know some of you can't afford. Not saying I want to say you can't afford it, but a lot of people don't like to pay and give gifts, right? And that's okay. That's totally your choice. But I'm going to tell you right now, as a live getter, a live guy, there's nothing better than there's no better feeling than seeing gifts pop through there, guys. It really is. It means a lot. I'm not making a heck of a lot of money yet. Keyword. You got to talk it. You want to speak it into existence if you want it to be true. If you want something to take place, speak it into existence. So it does help when I see gifts coming through in my lives. It means a lot. It does. It means a lot. Because there's just something about it, like, hey, I'm doing good. Like, it gives you this boost of confidence. Like, hey, this is awesome. They're gifting me. Look at that disco ball. Look at you go, bro. Thank you, Real Ghost Hunter. Man, if you're from the area, dude, we'll go ghost hunting, bro. I've been thinking about doing that, you guys, and starting to do that on my YouTube channel. Thank you on the 1 mil. Appreciate that. Congrats, bro. That was the hard work. That first Millie Rock was the hardest one, especially when I got hacked halfway through. Yeah, I lost a lot of my people. And then I was kind of stupid. I changed my username after I got it back, which was stupid. I didn't change Night God, but I changed my at username. I should have waited probably 2, 3, 4 months before I changed that. But that's okay. I got a new set of followers. Some of my oldies or OGs are here. I had a kid comment today on my post about 1 million. And he said, bro, I can remember when I started liking your page and you had 300 or not 300,000, 3,000 followers. I was like, wow, man, you've been around though. You've been around like 3,000 followers. So that's when I was just straight up recording my TV. I was just straight up recording True TV and posting it to TikTok, just totally snatching up content. Like, but hey, the videos were amazing, and I've loved True TV or True Travel Channel's paranormal caught on camera. I've loved that show. So I thought, man, if I love it so much, like somebody else has got to love this stuff. They got to think it's fascinating, right? So I started sharing some of the stuff, and before you know it, I was kind of breaking the algorithm here and there, and then finally I broke the algorithm heavy when I did a duet with this dude because his girlfriend had supposedly cheated on him, and he put a sign on her back when they went to Walmart saying she cheated on me. You know, I thought it was so funny. I laughed so hard. So my reaction to that is what sold it. And that was the only ever really super successful reaction piece I've ever had. It ended up getting 5.4 million hits. And that's when I was like, okay, I can do this. I love the movie John Carter, bro. What you know about that low-key John Carter? That movie is awesome, dude. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. I might do a little story on good old John Carter. That's an awesome movie, guys. I recommend that if you haven't seen it. John Carter. He's a human that's normal on Earth, kind of a troublemaker, but he ends up being like some like superhero / savior / prince on another world. So they kidnap him. I think they kidnap him, or he voluntarily goes. But anyway, he gets to this other planet, and their gravity is much weaker than ours. It's kind of like when Superman comes here, right? When Superman comes here, he's super fast. He flies. He's got super strength. And mostly it all revolves around gravity, the strength of gravity, and it has to do with the strength of your magnetic poles as well. So, yeah. So basically John Carter's like a totally normal dude, and he goes to this other planet, and he can throw buildings and stuff, you know, like kind of like. So I would compare John Carter to Hancock, the Will Smith character, a lot like Hancock. That's a great movie too. I love that movie. Very good. Hold on, guys. So I'm just gonna go make sure and double check, make sure all my doors are all secured tight. It'll only take 2 seconds. You can't go outside yet, dude. All right, fam, we're good to go. Sorry, I had to just go lock the house up real quick, double check. Because you can lock it when the old man leaves, he can only lock the handle, and he can't lock the deadbolt. And I got the deadbolt reinforced heavily here, so the guy that decides he's going to try and kick it, he's going to be sorry. He's going to break his leg. So, and I got my little guard dog. He's my buddy. Isn't he cute, man? Can you believe it? I got so lucky finding him. He's, I found out he's a Shih Tzu and a Yorkie, a Shorkie. He's got other breeds in him too. He's my buddy. So what's up? Authentic Tarot question in my... No. Are the aliens already invading Earth? I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the news about that, guys. A lot of... Welcome to Nightcap with Night God. See how many I can get on here this late. It's late. Three, 5. Hope you guys are doing good. Sorry watching me fall asleep there for a second. I almost didn't do the live. But once I start interacting, I wake up. New Zealand, what up though, man? Cool. Nowd. North Detroit? Nice. Not much, man. Just taking it easy. And curious to see how high numbers I get tonight. South Africa, what up, what up? Minnesota. Hell yeah. Rep your state. Hey, thanks, Beard Nation. I really appreciate that, bro. It means a lot to me. For real. This live, probably, I just got on so late because I was making videos. And just, stalled forever before I got on live. So, yeah, I've been trying to stay positive. So, thank you, man. I'm glad you guys like my post, for real. I'm really hoping that, dude, I love your post. Thank you, bro, for real. I'm really hoping that I still get a decent following or a decent amount of people in this live. I know once in a while when I join really late like this, a lot of people will come to my live just because I'm the last one on. Check. I got this live, YouTube live, and then my podcast going. Thanks, man. Yeah, I didn't mean to get all of my feels on you guys. Yeah, I'm doing good, Georgie, man. I appreciate you asking, honey. Cool. Hell yeah. What up, Europe? What time is it in Europe? Netherlands. I've heard a lot of good things about the Netherlands. A lot. No, nothing necessarily on my mind. I'm not baked, to be honest, dude. Mostly I'm just tired, to be honest. I've been okay. Pasca Indian trip and their mounds. Cool. Sounds interesting. So, yeah, I have a couple different videos lined up right now I kind of want to do. So I seen something crazy, you guys, online today. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to so it's not usually like me to even do what I did last video, that post about my sister like that. It's just not usually like me. I thought though that the circumstances, million followers, all that, it was almost like too much of a coincidence to ignore. So I was actually hoping to raise some awareness. I got more likes on that video right now, guys, than probably any video I've had in forever. And I can just tell it's getting zero exposure to the FYP. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's because I said stuff about like addiction or whatever, so I don't even like saying it. No, dude, honest to God, like the love and the outpouring of love and like respect I got on that post, whether I got views or not, like everybody was so positive and just it makes you feel good inside. Like there's still people out there. Was it on your For You page? Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know that, Georgie. Appreciate you, hon. Hey, thanks, Veed. Appreciate that, dog. I'm glad you guys, I was being sincere, I just I'm not the type of guy to go on a platform and do something like that, but I've been kind of wanting to like since I'm getting closer with people and closer with my lives, I've been kind of wanting to just kind of like lay that bare, lay that maybe it's not so much like an elephant in the room, but it's just something I'm not proud of and don't want to tell. You know what I mean? I don't like telling. I don't like bringing it up. It's negative, right? I guess it depends on what context, but yeah, dude. I mean, honest to God, I was hoping to. I mean, my like ratios were saying it was going to go live all day long. Like, I'm well into the 20% like range. So, yeah, I'm planning on Eric 209. I promise, dude. It's nothing other than that. I mean, I've just been going. So, if you guys, oh, you can't see my background, damn it. If you check out my YouTube live, you can. But I'm like in my garage. Behind me, there's a heavy bag and a speed bag. And for some reason, that